How's it going, guys, and welcome back for a brand new video. This right here is how you can raid on the 𝐍𝐞𝐭𝐰𝐨 network. This cannon right here can be downloaded down in the description, and is probably the most widely used cannon on the 𝐍𝐞𝐭𝐰𝐨 network with over thousands upon thousands of downloads. This was originally made for my channel by 𝐂𝐥𝐢𝐬 for me to release, but since then it has spread out across the entire network. So without further ado, guys, let's go and dig right into the first ever step, and that is knowing what this cannon does, how it works, and how you can adjust with it. We are gonna go over so many other things as well, but this right here is going to be the first thing. So down here we have a bunch of levers. OSRB allows you to remove regions if there's water where the shot are going to be. Filter boss is used to bypass filters. I don't really know too much about that, as it's not really widely used on 𝐍𝐞𝐭𝐰𝐨, so I'm not gonna explain too much about that. Nuke is your, well, kind of like a nuke. And slap boss is removing slaps at bedrock. Double tap backstack is double tapping. Backstacking, this right here is the first bypass tunneler, and if you're shooting from far away, you can also enable the second bypass tunneler. A bypass tunneler is basically just a tunnel effect with TNT going through dry blocks before the original shot comes in and stacks sand and so on and so on. Now, the first thing you should know about this cannon is how you adjust with it. So this right here is where the shots are going to land on that staircase right here. The power is all of this right here in the back. So all these dispensers right here is going to fire out TNT, and it's going to be moved into this block right here. This means that the shot, which is going to be landing right here, is going to go diagonal southeast. So the way Minecraft works is that it can calculate south first, then east. So it's always going to go out. So that's why we have these trapdoors right here. So it's going to go all the way up as far as you want to go up until it meets the trapdoor with a flick like that. Then what it's going to do is that it's going to go all the way out here until it meets a block. Now right now I don't have a block anywhere, which means it's just not going to work. So we're going to need to place a block. So let's go ahead and place a block like this, and now the shot are going to hit the trapdoor, go through, hit right here, go forward, and if you find anything up here, then let's say this right here is a wall, then that is what is going to stack on and remove, and so on and so on. So that's basically how you adjust with it. So the first thing we need to learn is how to actually proper fill this cannon. So you stand in the middle of the cannon and do /TNT fill, and it should fill out absolutely everything. Now this right here is because I'm the cannoning server right now. On Faction you do /TNT fill 48, 64, and that should fill up the entire thing. Next step is actually filling this up with sand. You need to go all the way up to the top, and you need to place a sand gen bucket on all of this sandstone right here. I'm pretty sure they recently added sandbots. I'm not really sure if they're actually going to disable that again. But you can actually place sandbots as well, which is going to make everything a little bit easier. This right here is on their cannoning server though. A test server they made for factions particular. And therefore I have something called magic sand. But you might have to live with go ahead and using sand buckets or sandbots. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and fill up this sand cup right here. Alright, there you are. The sand cup is now filled. And we also need to fill this over here, which is the one-shot sand and the Regen boss sand. Now, if you don't know what that is, don't worry, we'll get over it. Don't you worry. How to water the cannon is pretty simple. All you gotta do is break the ice. That's gonna create a water source, and that is going to basically water the entire cannon, and you're pretty much ready to fire. If you did TNT fill this proper, we should be ready for the next step. One thing that is probably good to learn first is how to get through a normal wall that is water. So as you can see right here, this right here is a watered obsidian wall. So let's go ahead and flick a few levels down here to get the proper way. Down here, you need to go ahead and flick up the nuke, which are going to nuke down the wall. And if there is any slabs at the bottom right now, there's none, but let's say there is, you can enable the slab bust as well. And once you have this under control, now all you gotta do is just click on the button right here, and that's gonna fire the cannon once. Once it does that, it should stack right here and should shoot down all this, and we're good for the the next step. And here we are. As you can see, it nuked all the way down to bedrock, which means we are now through the wall. Now, if you wanted to continue shooting right here, you don't have to use the button. You can also just flick the lever, and it's going to continue shooting until it either runs out of TNT, and it will stop the cannon automatically using this system right here, or you unflick the lever again, and then it's going to stop as well. Now, next step is explaining regions. Now, if you shoot at a region, it is simply just going to regenerate back, and you're not really going to get anywhere. And this is where a cannon like ours is gonna get its good name, because this cannon allows you to OSRB. Now, OSRB is basically a method to push water inside the lava and therefore getting through the region. Now, this right here works on any regions where there is water in your path. So let's go ahead and click on the OSRB right here and click on fire. Now, I have the nuke on as well, so hopefully it is going to work. But as you can see here in a second, we are going to be pushing. As you can see right there, the water is now pushed into the region, and that basically makes the region useless. Now, this right here is only able because we have water in front of the cannon. So if you take a look right here where we're shooting, that's because we have water. Now, if we didn't have any water right here, we were not able to do it. But if there is no water right here, we can do something else. So let me go ahead and rearrange the water right here on this region and show you what else we could do. Now the water is different because before it was right here, but now it's over here. And it will be basically pretty easy to just move our shot one right or one to the left. But you have to imagine that these regions right here is far into somebody's walls, which means you probably have to go through a lot of pillars and walls or whatever to actually shoot one right or one left. So that is why we are now using a tunneler. So what we are going to be using now is a bypass tunneler, to get the full name. And what that does, it removes blocks before the shots comes in. So if you remove the OSRB right here and have the slap bust, nuke, and the tunneler on, what it's basically gonna do is that it's gonna remove the cobblestone, stack inside the region, and that is basically how we're going to go through that. As you can see right here, that is how that works. And as you can see, the lava is now gone and it can't really reach him back. And now, because that was dry, that is the bypass tunneler. So we can use this in so many different types of regions. It's almost impossible to make a video about explaining everything you can do. But what's really essential is that the OSRB, as I showed you, is when there is water by. That means you can OSRB. And when it's dry, that means that you can use your bypass tunneler. Now, there is one more thing that we can go ahead and talk about, and that is something called double tapping. Now, this right here is a great example of a region where you're unable to either bypass tunnel or region boss due to the lava now protecting the pillar. So if you go ahead and take a look right here, this is basically where we are going to be shooting. We are going to be shooting on this pillar right here. Now, we're not able to actually go through this pillar right here. So if you do /fire right now, it's simply not gonna work because these pillars are going to regen back. But not only that, it's also protected by the lava right here, which are going to make us unable to go through it. So this is why we now have to use something called double tap. Now, double tapping is very, very, very easy. It is very easy because all you have to do is just flick the lever, and that's basically what it is. So right now I'm gonna set this bedrock right here, and I'm not allowed to use bedrock. All right, well, I'm just gonna place it then. That's cool. And now what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna have my, actually we don't really need OSRB on. We could do it with OSRB on, but we can also just do it with normal slap bust and a nuke. But you could do it with whatever you want. And then we flick the lever. So what this is going to do now is it's going to shoot so fast that the wall right here won't be able to regen. So it's gonna shoot through this, and then it's gonna shoot through the hole onto the back. Now it's gonna get stuck right here again. So we're gonna need to shoot here first, then it's gonna shoot there, but then it's this region's back. So now we have to shoot that again, and then we have to shoot over here again. So you are able to what's it called, double tap something. So if there's a region you can't get through, there's only straight walls behind it and then the base, then you can use the double tap by just flicking the lever to get rid of the region temporarily while getting through walls on this other side. Right now I placed bedrock, but it could have been normal walls. So that is double tapping. So those are basically the three main things that you need to know about when shooting a cannon. Hopefully you learned something about all of this cannoning right here, and hopefully this is going to help you adventure out on the world and raid all your enemies. If this helped you out, leave a comment down below, subscribe to my channel, and obviously like this video. Also consider using Orbit client when you're playing. This right here is an all-in-all faction client that is absolutely perfect for moving around and getting your own playstyle as well, using the best possible printer that you can get ever created by human hands. This right here is absolutely amazing. You can make cactus farms and cannons in absolutely no time. But yeah, the cannon can be found down in the description, and I'll see you guys next video.